Um, Hi, my name is Alex Ness. I go by NessGraphics. I'm a digital artist and I've been releasing NFTs for about the last year or so. Back in 2020, it was about August, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw two different artists that I had followed, Gavin Shapiro and Kid Mograph. And I saw both of them starting to post about NFTs. And it kind of just piqued my interest. And it was kind of just this rabbit hole that I fell into. And then I applied to different platforms, got denied to most of them, but I got into Super Rare. And then I started minting in November. And since then, it's just kind of been this crazy ride. I'd say what excites me most about the NFT space is just the fact I can do kind of whatever I want. I come from the music industry, specifically creating live concert visuals for shows. And that's a really fun thing to do, except I'm not creating art for myself. I'm just creating art for somebody else. And sometimes they're not really fully invested into it and they don't really care that much. And with NFTs, again, I can just do exactly what I want. There's no one else telling me what I have to make or trying to be involved in the creative process. It's just all me. So I chose Quantum Genocide, kind of unhinged scientist who wanted to create this like quantum computer for revenge. And I kind of just went off that, the description of it, and just dove into creating this artwork of what I would think a unhinged scientist, like what would his kind of evil lair almost, what would that be? And I created this kind of old hangar, like an airline hangar type place that kind of was retrofitted with really old technology, with very futuristic. There's this massive kind of quantum computer-esque sphere in the middle that you see. And yeah, that's kind of, that's what I created based on the story. So with this piece, I kind of did my normal process of just sitting down and kind of just starting to create whatever is coming to mind and whatever I'm feeling. I'm not one of those artists that really sketch it out. I sketch it out more in 3D by just like throwing down shapes and getting the composition that I want first. I went through a lot of different revisions of like, what's the main element? What is this quantum computer in the center? I had like actual quantum computers. It didn't create the story that I wanted. So I went with this very futuristic computer that isn't what a quantum computer would look like. But if we're in this futuristic story, it doesn't really matter. You know, you can just have fun with creative freedom. I wanted to keep this like a kind of more of a discontinuation of my work in the traditional style of what I do, where I do a lot of these like intricate desks and telling stories about at this workstation or etc. So this one, it was a little different. I wanted it to feel more of this open space that went with the story more. It didn't feel like a small scale scene would make as much sense, but at the same time, it's still within the same storyline. Like you'll see the computers are using the same screens that I used in a previous one-of-one. I won't say which one, because in case somebody wants to watch this and go find it. But I did that to still tie it in with like the previous storyline a little bit. So it's this like half and half, I'd say. I wouldn't say I necessarily have one specific Easter egg that's my favorite in this piece. I kind of just put a bunch of them within there. So yeah, I think people just have to look around and dig in and see what they can find. I would say it's kind of hard to say where the style came from. I'm 25 or almost 26 years old. I started 3D when I was 12. And during that time, I've had many different art styles. But since I started NFTs about a year ago, I've really gotten myself more into this specific, very like hyper realistic, dystopian, cyberpunk look that I've been having a lot of fun in. I don't really know exactly, again, how to explain where that came from. But I'm having a good time in this art style right now. So I would say my favorite 3D artists right now have been Beeple, who I've been following since around 2014. It's been really cool to see how much he succeeded in NFTs. Also, Ash Thorpe is another one of my favorite artists. I've been following him also for years and years. And then finally, Raoul Marx, another just amazing 3D artist that I've just been following all of his different title sequence he's been doing. And it's been really cool to see how they've transitioned into NFTs while still doing what they did before. They're not just leaving it. But it's been really cool to see all of them. As for something that I'd want to work on next, I'm not entirely sure. I like to just kind of go with the flow and do whatever I'm doing. I kind of like to say I have like a 10-year plan, but I don't have a plan for like tomorrow or the next week or month. So who knows? We'll see whatever pops up and seems like a good fit for me. We'll see.